go, gang.
Does this look
Very
weird?
nice.
Going behind me?
Yeah.
Kind of. It's like
It
less
does.
of a path,
It
but
does
it's
look
like
weird.
not
You look
hanging
weird.
in front of me like this.
I mean,
Make a call, dude. I'm
think it's just
counting on
weird.
you here.
Cole, hey, you did this.
I think you're just weird.
Yeah. I
don't know
think
what to
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
settle for in front.
All
I'm
right.
feeling very like Mario Brothers today with like this shirt and this fucking.
Yeah.
I feel like
New
I'm-
Mario villain
Mhm.
vibes. Yeah.
I'm feeling very
Ginger Mario
green.
villain.
Do you think we're gonna get like a live action Mario, like in the same vein as Sonic and all that?
Isn't
Oh.
Chris Pratt being Mario?
Yeah, that's literally happening.
Yeah.
Or is it?
Oh.
Oh, is it live action or is it animated?
Right? Like, is it a mix where it's like it's like they're people, but they're cartoons in the real world?
Is the new Mario movie animated?
This is important.
Super Mario Bros. The movie. It is animated. It is an animated film.
Fully animated. Okay. Cool. All right.
It's an animated film.
It's fully.
I mean, if
scanned.
they
They're not
made
It's
Mario
fully
movie-
laminated film.
Yeah, it's encased in plastic entirely.
if it's like on the same level as like a Wreck-It Ralph type thing, like, you know, I'm not mad. That's
I'm
getting
gonna
made,
wreck it.
but
That's
If
what
I
Nintendo
recorded
said
with
about
this
it.
face the whole episode.
be intense. Maybe a little too much so.
Who's baked here? Has anyone smoked recently?
Oh yeah, what's up?
Present.
Present.
Oh, it's funny. I haven't smoked. I haven't smoked yet. I'm gonna save that for the end of the day.
I was watching Ozark, so it's just like,
You gotta be high for the show, okay, honey?
yeah, honey, okay.
A Gucci
Hey,
flip
kids,
flop is stuck.
you gotta
on a
be
cake.
high for the
Smoke
show.
a fatty do before the show, okay?
Scott Jim, rolling our own weed, okay?
Rolling our own kush.
50,000
Honey?
miles of untouched coastline where you can grow bud, okay?
Okay, honey. All right.
Ozarks, you can grow a ton of bud there, okay, sweetheart?
You can blow clouds.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm Jason
Sweetheart?
Dables.
Jason Dable.
Jables?
Scotty Jommers.
I'm Dables Freeman, okay?
Hobley
Ja-
Frubody.
I'm Jason Dables.
Did you finish it, Max, by the way?
Ozark?
Y'all can spoil it, by the way. I don't
I
don't
have
spoil
not. I haven't touched it. So
Okay.
Oh, you haven't even. Okay, I thought you
Yeah,
said.
I'm like
I
one
thought you were saying
episode
it's a
in.
must rip because you had finished it. I've only seen the
no,
first.
it's a
ep.
must grip, as in I have not gripped.
Must
it.
rip it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Dude, the first episode, like, let me say,
Dude, the first episode when Scott Jim steps out of the fucking dude.
when he does the drug related thing, yeah.
I'm buying
Dude, when they're
drugs.
selling drugs,
Los
Uh,
dragos.
Not
See?
the first
Is
episode
that-
of the
hold on,
second half
hold
of
on.
the season. I should
the
clarify.
first episode, I did see Homeboy get immediately clapped. I did see that.
That's a classic.
Um,
Classic writing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that was actually tight when that happened. No, I'm trying to think. Are you saying in the last episode of the first half of the season?
I'm talking about the first major clapitude of the situation.
Of the new batch of eps.
Of the new batch. But
yes,
that's okay.
the new
yeah.
King batch.
So you've seen the first
the
episode.
Youngman.
Yeah, so you've
Yes.
seen the
the
okay.
youngman. The yeoman.
Yeah, it was man, like it's nice to just like
I'm Scotty Clapples. Okay?
it's nice to watch something and just like feel tension and be like, holy shit, like what's about to happen? Like it's so rare that I get that.
Yeah, and then
Anymore.
the part when he's just like, I didn't think she was gonna do it. Listen, honey, okay? I didn't know she was gonna go Scott Clappleton on him.
Honey, the LGBTQ community has forgiven Hector Salamanca. All right.
Okay, I think it's safe to call him again.
Honey, I want scrambled eggs. So
Okay,
realistic.
not scrambled
scrambled eggs
brains.
this morning.
Okay, honey, I thought she was gonna come in and make scrambled eggs, not scrambled guy. Okay,
Honey, I want brain. Okay. Scott Jim needs
Give
brain.
me that guck, honey.
give me the
Gluck
Scott
Gluck
Jim
3000 with the
30,
wick
30
twisty.
Gluck.
They call me Guck Jim. All right, we
Because
need
I
to
give
meet
it,
this.
not because I get, yeah. Not, or
Hey
get,
Tony,
because I
shut
get
the
it.
fuck up real quick.
Jimmy Guck.
I forgot
Okay, yeah,
something.
it's my bad though. Sorry, go ahead.
I forgot something.
Yeah, okay.
What'd you forget? What is it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
okay,
forgot
sure.
to introduce the podcast.
You silly man. You silly guy.
Oh my gosh.
Just trying to get these in a bit earlier in the run.
For sure, yeah. Instead of
TV.
35 minutes in, I think the last one.
35 minutes in. Now that's artistic.
That's humor.
Now that's autistic. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentle thems. It is Monday, May 16th, 2022. A date that is just my brain doesn't even compute. What does that even mean anymore?
Who am I?
May 16th, 2022. I was born in 1994. How is that possible? Welcome to another episode of Woken Boke. Love that fucking explosion. Shout out Stephen Kane who made that for us.
Yeah,
Back
shout
in
out.
the
Oh,
dizzle.
yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know someone made that for us.
God.
Very nice.
Wow,
Thank
dude.
you.
God, Mr. Kane.
Thank you.
Keep up.
Episode 139 to be exact. I'm very excited because I am your host, Connor Boyd. You may know me from TikTok as Moschino Dorito. You may know me from maybe you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Maybe you follow Jaded Forum. Welcome. This is a podcast I've been doing since the fall of Troy, actually, whatever that means. Since the fall of the Library of Alexandria. Since the fall of 2019. I am always joined by my best friends from the great Gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. First, we have back on the show Mr. Motherfucking Max Sansa, the God, the Kamehameha straight to your face.
Sax Manza.
Fax Manza. Actually, that's true. Fax Sansa on the show today. How are you doing, man? How you been? How's work? How's life?
Flat Stanley in the house.
Class.
I'm good, man. I'm just fucking tired. Everything.
Feel that. I drank a fucking.
It's weird. I'm not tired.
I drank it. That's funny, Tony. I drank a fucking large cold brew, and I was like at Dunkin', and it comes with cold foam. You can get it with cold foam. I'm like, oh, does that mean it's like carbonated, like the nitro shit? So I asked for that, and no, it's just a cold, giant froth of cream on top of a cold brew, and I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Yum. But I drank the whole thing, so I'm wired.
It's just a sweet thing. Yeah. I had a coffee and then some of a C4, and then
wow,
ooh, dog.
It's really not kicking as hard as I want it to. It's not.
Yeah. How much caffeine do you drink on the Reggie?
I mean, mostly just a coffee, and if a day calls, like if I have a long day at work, it's homies at work will cop some energy drinks on the way there if we're gonna be there for like 14 hours. And then it's just like we kind of just drink them for the meme. Well, at least I do.
Love the meme.
But it's kind of like most coffee every day. But if I know I'm gonna need the fucking Joel, I'll grab a energy drink. I try not to fucking. I'm not gonna do pre-workout or any shit like that. It's like I'm gonna not just to overload my heart. I already do enough
pre-workout
bad shit
can
for
help.
myself.
That's swag. That's swag.
Pre-workout.
Yeah, I know it can be.
I wouldn't use it to do your job. I would use it in the gym, but
but even then, I'm just like I'm just gonna fucking raw dog that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I did use it last time I worked out, but I haven't been regularly for a while just because it's an expense. But it does help sometimes. Really
Speaking of which, also joining us on the show. Also joining us on the show is the man that you're hearing talk about pre-workout. We have the terrorizing Tony Harrop on the show today. Tony, how the fuck are you?
I'm wabba good.
Wabba good.
Good. Yeah. So
that was about Ozark 2 when we did that bit or something. I forget. I thought her performance was Wabba good.
I don't remember what the.
I don't remember. Somebody can find it, maybe. Listen, man. Been doing this podcast for a long time. You have seen us grow over the course of like almost 3 years now. I'm losing track of how long we've been doing this. But we appreciate y'all for sticking with sticking with us. Sticking with us. Every week we get together to just catch up as friends. That's really the point of the show. And we like to share that with you. And, it's kind of like a public diary a little bit. It's like, we've been doing this since 2019. So we
primarily just chilling.
Yeah, primarily just chilling, talking about whatever. And we catch up in the latest in video games, usually movies, current events, music, television shows like Ozark, whatever. If you fuck with the vibe, we have plenty of shit you can follow and tap in on. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify if you're not already doing so you don't miss a single episode. You can also join our Discord where we have like 240 plus members. It's really a chill, honestly, a great group of dudes over there. Homies. And I'm really proud of our Discord because it kind of reflects that the show is not very toxic, because we don't attract very toxic people. There's a pretty good community, pretty good, shit over there. You can also follow us on Twitter, Welcome Boke Pod, and Instagram at Welcome Boke Podcast to get updates on the podcast every week. You can also reach out to our Gmail, welcomebokepodcast@gmail.com, with your questions, comments, and suggestions, and we will read them on the show. And links to all these are listed in the show description. Fellas, where should we start here? We got a lot of shit we could talk about.
I thought Max's. I looked at Max's first note, and I was like, "Did I write that?"
Oh,
yeah.
I've the second half of that, at least, I also can relate to.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of nuts. Ever since I started,
I'm back on Kush,
dude. It's great.
Dude,
ever since I started those meds, I'm just I just am ripping all the time. It's awesome. It's
because it's not making you anxious.
Yeah, no, it's sick. I'm just nice.
You're like Lexapro and Kush. Actually,
it's actually that's the way together. To be. Honestly, it's just kind of the way to live.
His note says the gym has been kicking my ass and smoking crazy amounts of Kush, just so people that because there's no context for what we're saying.
Ever since 420 happened, the Kush phenomenon is back in my life. Mm-hmm. I smoke now. I do like a J a day, now. Maybe two.
Yeah,
that's kind of my vibe.
Yeah. My whole thing with the gym has been I've gotten past the initial soreness now, and now it's just okay. And I hit the first week I was hitting shit hard. I was hitting mostly machines, and then this last week I started free weights again. So it's just now those stabilizing muscles and tendons and shit are getting worked. Yeah. So it's I'm totally less sore. I'm just stiff as fuck now. So
yeah,
it's just mobility and shit.
Dude, I worked my chest out really hard for the first time in a while this past week, twice, and yeah, just my whole upper torso was just every movement was just
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Funny. I'm finally I used to have a fucking 10-year-old chest, just flat.
Yeah.
Just nothing there. Now I can grab onto my boobies.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's I just funny, got straight moves.
Yeah, I got
muscle moves.
I got to tone them up a little bit because
it takes a while. It's not easy, especially since I fucking heard it twice.
Yeah, but it's funny, dude, because the Y is just straight up the free weight room is separate from the machines room, and it's just it's just I'm not gonna dox myself, but it's just old person town.
The one off of old. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the one on where this one lives.
The one on Boulevard. Yeah, no.
But
32009.
Yeah, that one.
Come work out with 8 p.m. to
No, it's just all Geralds, dude. It's all just jacked dudes in their 60s who's are you using that fucking pull handle? And it's just just down pressing 200 pounds just for reps. Just yeah, just fucking just tree trunk size
that
arms.
Motion
just,
looks.
Yeah, just just aggressively getting done. No, they're doing the fucking this thing.
Oh yeah.
Tricep pull down type shit.
Yeah, no, that's a lat. That's your lats.
Yeah,
right?
hitting the lats, dude. Yeah,
hitting the lats. Dude, once you start seeing those, your lat abs, those little labs. Ripples, the labs, yeah. Those are crazy.
I'm labbed up.
I'm labbed.
Personally.
Yeah, hold on. Ow, that shit hurts.
But
Personally, I'm labbed up.
do you do legs?
That's what fucked me up this last week.
Mm.
Dude, I was just like searing like thigh pain for like 3 straight days after like I did like 15 weighted, like 15 actual free squats. That's all it took.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, this is bad. This is like,
Yeah.
it's
Dude,
like,
I'm scared to do any like bar free weight stuff, you know, besides bench press. Even that's like sketchy, but I'm just
Yeah,
like,
without a spotter too. It's
I
like,
have a spotter most of the time, but I would never do it without a spotter, to be honest. Like, it's
yeah,
just not
benching,
worth the risk.
benching without a spot. Like it's one of those things where I'm just like, I never push it to where I actually should, basically. That's kind of the catch with it. It's just like, it's good to get the motion down. And then I go do like a chest machine to kind of like, do a little bit more heavier weight. But like, as far as like just getting, cause it's like, you're working different muscle groups, you know, versus, you know, doing chest on a machine versus.
I almost hurt my back benching this past week.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
it's just a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, you don't.
Because I was like arching up, you know, and I arched too much, you know. I mean, a lot of people do that. Some people have insane arches, like their feet are like almost back by their shoulders.
Straight up. I just want to get my form right, so that I like actually know.
That's the most important thing, because some people are in there just. Like,
I just want my chest to be huge, so I can be one of those fat guys with a huge chest. It's just because I don't want to
make your belly less
change my habits. I just want to. Look bigger. I want to get big. I just want to kind of be big.
I feel that. You got to start. If you want to build that chest up, you got to eat tons of protein.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Just so much chicken.
Yeah, I've got to
buy like
get some
2 trays every
powder.
week.
I got to do the whole thing. It's like,
chocolate peanut butter protein powder. Oh my God.
I've cut down on the accoutrement with breakfast, and I'm just hitting straight eggs. Just like, all right, fuck the I'm just like going 4 eggs with like maybe some hashy boys.
I had 6 eggs this morning.
Yeah.
But
no
I bought separate
Crystal.
egg white. That's a secret.
There you go.
Gotta get that.
I'm addicted to Crystal hot sauce now. Like that's the
I'm addicted to Crystal.
I'm addicted to Crystal, bro. Yo, Mr. White.
Can't get enough of that Crystal.
I think I'm addicted to Crystal. Jesse.
Yo, but okay, yeah, we introduced the show. I forgot.
I mean, I had a pretty good bit that could have turned it.
Oh, sorry.
By all means.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Go ahead.
Connie, you fell off your workout a little bit?
I did with this jaded stuff. I'm
I get it. Yeah. You're busy
editing
boy.
usually like 3 to 4 hours a night. Like every week we each of us quality control the episode, and they're usually 2 to 3 hours. So that could be watching it, up to 2 times, maybe more. And then on top of that, I'm in charge of doing the highlights, like the vertical highlights for Instagram and TikTok, and even with the transcribing the sequences and shit like that, it takes like 3 hours to do them. It varies, but yeah. But we're going full court press on that show, and it feels good to like really go hard. We definitely need help. If anyone out there would be willing to donate their time to help edit this shit, let us know. But it obviously I need to like know you first, and we'd have to talk and figure out how committed you can actually be and everything. But might as well say that. But
it's for a good cause.
It's also not an excuse. I could get up earlier and hit the gym, and
no, I've just had to sleep less. Like not sleep less, but like in order to keep
lay around less, kind of like scrolling and stuff.
For it.
Yeah, not only that, it's just like actually get out of bed when I wake up instead of just laying there for 2 hours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I wasted 2 hours.
I always do. I feel like when I'm not like, all right, I'm on a regimen and I'm doing this like whatever, like frequently. I use working out for when I'm like stressed. And I've been a little less stressed than I was for the first couple months of the year, like trying to get the show recorded and figured out and the first live show and everything. So I've felt less of a need to like meditate and work out, but I should just do it all the time anyways. And y'all are making me want to get back to my home
dude, it's
workouts.
honestly fun. I'm past the point of like the feeling weird
That's
in
awesome
the gym
to hear,
thing.
man.
It's like it's nice because I no longer feel weird in the gym because it's like I see the same like 4 dudes every time, like which is weird because I always go at like different times almost every day. But it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it's homie. Right
Yeah,
on.
you get to know people a little
Dude,
bit.
it's so hard not to feel self-conscious at the gym. I mean, that's part of the big problem, I think, with the gym culture is people feel fucking self-conscious because there's so many douchebags there. I always feel self-conscious when I'm there, even if I know what I'm doing and I'm doing I'm not doing anything. Like, no one's paying attention to you, but you still feel self-conscious because it's like,
Well, it's funny though,
Whatever.
because like I definitely note it. Like I will see people like working out with like horrible form or like,
Right.
you know. So I do like,
you know,
notice.
people.
But
Some people might look at you, but also it's like,
what does that mean though? Like that I
Right.
saw this kid looking like a don. Like I don't know him. I'm never gonna. I might see him at the gym again, but he was like doing like dumbbell shoulder presses, and he was like squirming, and he was like, I was like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
And he was doing them super fast. I was like, okay. But
that's why
he
I
did
did.
put his heart into it though.
y'all
Why
make
did
me
I
want
lie?
because I still pay for Blink. I mean, I bought it at the beginning of the year, so I need to go back because I usually when I hit a workout, I'll hit it right here, right behind me on a yoga mat and do something off the computer. But
Does it have a sauna Blink?
oh, you know what's cool actually? Look what
Saunas are
Trish
fine.
got. I'll bring it out.
Yeah, the Y is
should
actually like pretty
I'll do a couple
Sigma,
reps with it.
honestly. That's what I've been digging about the Y. Is it's all just dudes that are just like it's no bullshit, basically.
What do you mean?
It's just like all old dudes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, come on, that's work.
Nice.
Yeah, that's work, brother. Oh, you got to stay still.
This shit, just doing this, smoking a cigarette, watching TV.
Oh yeah,
Just go do your chores.
Really put your back into it.
yeah, exactly. It's like you gotta keep
Heave.
that. You really just gotta keep that right there. You gotta activate
Right. The one
Combined.
fulcrum.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Actually,
that
what you
I
gotta
could
do, because you're a fucking idiot, so I'm gonna tell you how to do it right. No, it's just
Just do
No.
that
Keep your
while
fulcrum
watching TV.
concentrated.
no, those are fire
Yeah.
because you just keep your back super straight, and then you feel this shit, and it hurts like a motherfucker, and then you actually like you're pumping afterwards. It's nice. It's good.
Dude, yeah, I've been
The gym.
I'll hit curls every time I work out, and now I'm up to like curling 35s, you know, up
Yeah,
from
no, that
25s
shit's
kind of at the
nuts.
beginning of the year.
Yeah.
So
It's fire,
it's
dude.
going.
There was
Let's
this
go.
one TikTok that like fucking made my
Yeah.
brain explode. But you guys,
One
talk
single
about the
TikTok
gym.
that I laughed
One
at.
single TikTok that was really good. Where it was like, have you ever?
I was
gotten
scrolling with this face for an hour, and then there was one TikTok.
There was
Made
one
me
that did
feel
it for
something.
me. Just one though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I sent it to you. I don't know. It was just it's like, have you ever gotten a Snapchat from a girl? And it was just a guy that says, no, I gym, J-I-M. It's just this huge dude, just like benching like 400.
You sent me that one. I think.
I'm not.
I
don't
did
think
send you
saw
that one. Yeah, I gym.
All right, so we gotta get to it. We gotta talk about it. Who here has finished or listened to the whole Kendrick
Finished all
Lamar?
over.
Haven't
Album.
even started it. Have not even cracked it open.
Tony,
I
how
listened-
about you?
Yeah, I listened to the whole Kendrick album at work on Friday, and then yesterday while I was doing some stuff again.
Dog, I have not finished it either. Now I know you just said you did, but Max hasn't
Yeah.
even listened to it.
No.
Dude, really bizarre time we live in.
Yeah.
I was dude, I think Kendrick Lamar is one of the most brilliant artists ever. I really do. I
Yeah.
think he's like he's up there in the top 5 rappers of all time conversation, easily, dead or alive. Like I think he's musically, especially for his genre, but just in general, I think he makes music that's like really. I think he's brilliant. But we haven't heard from him in 5 years.
Mhm.
And what I thought would be basically a benefit of him disappearing for 5 years, much like how Dave Chappelle came back after a while, even though his stretch was longer, it seems to have been a bit of a hindrance in terms of his relatability and like relevancy and perspective on shit. It's, I gotta be honest, man, it's really just for me, it's just if you would have talked to me 4 years ago, I would have probably been like, oh, maybe a little just less, give a little bit less of a shit about this. But not even really. Even 4 years ago, I probably would have felt the same way. Just having Kodak Black on your album, on one song is one thing.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, that's a feature. Well, I don't know why you have that, but okay. I can at least mute that song. Maybe the rest of the album's good. But he has, and I haven't even finished it. He has several songs in the beginning where Kodak is doing like spoken fucking word over it. And like, it's like some poetry shit. Like he's the narrator of the album almost, or like a side narrator of the album, transitioning into other songs.
I didn't realize he was in, like, I remember hearing him twice. I was like, oh, there was one like towards the beginning, and then I remember hearing one later, but I didn't know there's multiple towards the beginning where he's doing spoken word. Like I was working, so
Well, those are the ones I'm referring to. His voice pops up several times before the song he's featured on, which to me is a gesture towards there's like a thematic focus around him.
Right.
Which is
a recurring theme on the album.
Okay, maybe like see the Kanye album with Marilyn Manson, he had him do like a couple just quick runs. Like he was just saying a couple vocal parts and that was it. This, it's like not only does he get a full feature, he's like speaking throughout it, and it's like
he uses like a thematic device.
And it's like, I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously if you have men who have raped or shot women on your fucking album.
Yeah.
Or who have said horribly bigoted, homophobic, fucking bad things and hurt people. Like, and I know there's going to be some hypocrisy there where it's like, okay, well, you listen to, what would be called gangster rap, right? And it's like, yeah, that's a separate conversation. And that is slightly different than just putting someone on your album who has literally harmed women and has suffered no consequences for that, apart from maybe meager jail time. I mean, if you guys don't know, Kodak Black like raped and bit a girl who was in high school in 2016. Like he bit her several times and raped her.
Yeah. Nah.
And it's like, you're going to have an album talking about suffering and abuse and all that, but still you're like, I don't know how to, apparently there's a song like, oh, this verse explains it. I don't, to me, it looks like you're just supporting someone doing that. You're platforming, supporting them.
Did you see keeping them relevant? Did you see the one guy that responded to your TikTok with his own? And he's like, this is the problem with white liberalism, et cetera, et cetera. Did you see that?
Did not.
Catch that. I just like watched it and I was like, I don't know. I just feel like people are talking circles around the fact that, the guy violated the sanctity of human life.
You're also just disconnected because it's not white liberalism. A lot of people I've seen online complaining about this have been queer people of color.
Yeah.
It's not white people. It's not just a white person thing.
White.
I mean, it's like, and I am a white person and I'm not connected to these experiences, but I'm just getting fucking sick
of
not
rocket science.
Like I used to love Kodak Black. I love his voice, his cadence. He's an incredibly talented person. But I've since stopped listening to him for years. I've stopped listening to him. Yeah. Because how am I supposed to,
How are you supposed to take anyone seriously?
Yeah.
It's like the same shit as when I listen to Brand New a lot. Like, dude, half of my, it seems like every band that I had a deep emotional connection to that like had a lot to do with shaping who I am as a person, I can't listen to anymore. Because these dudes would end up like grooming children or fucking raping women or drugging people or, assaulting people. And it's just like, it invalidates everything that they fucking made. It's just like, I can't sit here and listen to Brand New, listen to this guy fucking like talk about his, long distance relationship with a girl and then not just immediately have that contextualized as, oh, you were probably talking about some fucking teenager that you were trying to get in the pants of. It's just like, it's no longer a thing. I'm not saying like, oh, that shit, you know, those themes are like the primary things that I give a shit about, but it's also just like, yeah, that shit just goes out the fucking window, no matter how innocent or artistic or whatever the fuck it is, because it's just like,
and it doesn't just begin with modern artists. It's like,
no,
Led Zeppelin, David Bowie, Iggy Pop, Rick James, like all these people that I might listen to.
Michael Jackson sometimes. Yeah,
Michael Jackson. We still listen to Michael Jackson. It's like, you know, some of these things have to be reckoned with. And, you know, it's one thing for popular music of the past, we find out later that they're bad, but then to create a new album, you're Kendrick Lamar, man.
Yeah.
Right,
like
this is the most hyped album of the decade, probably.
Yeah.
And you put an abuser at the center of it.
Yeah.
Someone who's an abuser and a Trump supporter. And people joke, oh, it's because Trump got him free. I don't give a fuck. Like, what are you actually saying with your music? Are you saying there's a space for abusers and intolerance and ignorance?
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say, okay, there's grace for people who don't understand certain things, they're slow to understand, you know, gender fluidity, things like that. That's something you can comment on. But then to like have a song where you're dropping the F slur, which clearly you didn't talk to fucking anybody about.
Right.
You didn't run that by anybody who was gay and be like, is this maybe okay or not?
This tasteful.
And then just to be like misgendering your own family member throughout it. I don't care how much this is like a memoir on the abuse you suffer in the cycle of abuse. The point is to stop the abuse and creating this space, this obfuscation of the point, which is these things are wrong, to like try to mend that by just making music and making money off and out. Like,
yeah,
dude, you're an artist. You're an artist. And I get it. Art can be flawed, whatever. But like, and no one's going to stop this guy from touring, making $1 billion touring and selling albums. Like, he's not going to be censored for this. But everyone has the right to be upset about this.
Right.
And it's a bummer because even if Kendrick even if he falls short of understanding that, like, you know, you need to start actually talking about solutions, not just pointing out the problems. Even if he falls short of like, you can't just save the world by making fucking music. You actually have to do shit with the money you make and whatever. Even if he fell short of that, artistically, he's a god to me. He's amazing. And I know that I'm going to go back to this album and listen to it and take it for what it is musically because it's important to me. And I still might do that to understand other artists that are bad. You know, I might be like, interesting, like what was the influence here from like a music or the form standpoint? But, you know, content wise, it's like I just don't relate to the guy anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry, man. Like if you put Kodak Black on your album, it's like putting Tory Lanez or DaBaby on your album to me. It's fucking corny as shit. It's fucking ugly. It taints it for me.
It's a stain.
It's a stain. And I can go back and I can be like, oh, okay. You know, because I started listening to it even after I saw the feature and I was like, okay, cool. But then Kodak popped up his voice and I'm like, man, I really can't do this. And then there's a song called We Cry Together or something like that. And it's like, I get it. You're trying to give a brutally honest portrayal of yourself and how flawed you are. But like, I'm really not trying to hear like a domestic dispute song. I'm really not trying to hear an ugly, mean-spirited, fucking toxic.
Tough to listen to.
Yeah, that's just like, and I get it. Artistically, there's probably value there. But like, you're Kendrick Lamar and I don't know what to feel about this. I just don't know what to feel about it. So it's going to take me some time to deal with it, but I'm just really disappointed it wasn't an album that I couldn't just actually be excited for the day it came out because you know, people are complaining like, oh, there's no hits on this. It's like, honestly, that's my favorite type of Kendrick, frankly. He can make hits all day. That he's
there
proven.
Are hits too. So
yeah,
that's a stupid thing to say.
He's a filmmaker. He's an auteur to me. So I was hyped, you know, that it was so conceptual and shit, but when he had the the Crown of Thorns, I was like, this could be really lit or this could be really bad. Like, I don't know where he's coming at this. And to me, it seems like he's so rich and he's got so much validation ego wise that it's like, I think he's a little bit lost, man. And I don't know. I think he's still like very much in the competitive mindset of being better than Kanye and Drake. And frankly, the way you do that is by being above them, being above their petty materialistic bullshit, which is the lane I thought he was supposed to fulfill.
Right.
And he's just not. But, you know, I could be wrong on some of these things. But I'll give it a listen and I'll really try and give it some time. It's not going to be now. It's going to be down the line because I genuinely can't approach this. It's like I just get this feeling I don't even want to listen to it while I'm listening to it. It's not like I can't enjoy it, but it's like listening to someone who you just don't agree with. It's just like, fuck, I don't really want to hear this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't think there's any verse or song or poetry in this thing that justifies having fucking Kodak Black on it. I'm sorry. I don't care if the theme is forgiveness or whatever. That's not what's happening here.
The guy that made it a response to you said that he represents the culture of sexual assault that disproportionately affects Black communities.
Maybe that's true. And I don't know how to marry that. I don't know what to do with that. Mm-hmm. But to me, you have a giant fucking album that's going to move 300K in its first week. And you've got an abuser all over that. And we're just supposed to take your fucking poetry as justification for that. I just don't know how to make of that. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah. Right. It's like, I just don't think
are you kidding me? Like Kodak Black will be heavily enriched by this. Absolutely. Forever.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's like Kendrick isn't the person to platform him for that shit. It's just like it's like who is Kendrick to say that he's absolved? Yeah, I know, but like
I'm speaking.
Okay. Hey Kendrick,
comments.
you could also make that point about Kodak Black without putting him on the album.
Yeah,
you could be like, this is how I feel about
This is like Kodak J. Cole Black taking 6ix9ine and being like, no, actually 6ix9ine deserves to fucking have a chance.
That's what they were saying about J. Cole puts Kodak Black on his album too.
Oh, well then there you go.
A new one?
Or at least he mentions it. But yeah, it's just like
And I'm not saying that as a J. Cole fan. I'm saying that as like from a hypocrite standpoint.
Yeah. Well, it's like being cerebral. Right. XXXTentacion, for example, I thought it was very sad that he died. Is he still probably a fucking abuser? Yeah, most likely. And we shouldn't be platforming and defending. And it's just insane the amount of people that still are sad that he's dead. It's sad that he died. Or do we need to keep like making him a saint, a martyr? Right. I don't know. I think you need to have a little bit more of an honest, whatever. But yeah, it's because
he was also
crazy.
He lived a tragic life. It's not really anything and he had some good songs, but
But I mean, his later, the shit that he blew up on was also just kind of trash, honestly.
It was very violent shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, if you're gonna be a violent fucking piece of shit, then at least make violent piece of shit music. You know what I'm saying? Don't like go soft and then be like, oh, I'm trying to be an R&B now. It's like, no. Not how that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know, man. And like I said, I'll probably in the future, give this a real listen. But it's really disappointing that it's just like, man, like
such high
the heart part 5 made it seem like he was gonna really get stock of like, okay, where are we? Where do we go from here? How do we stop this? But it seems like he's just out of the conversation. It doesn't feel like women or queer people were talked to when making this thing. It doesn't seem like I'm just tired of this laziness where we're going to make art. And this is something I've done for sure in my comedy, in my art, in anything, is talk about shit that you don't know about, is give your raw, authentic, honest perspective about something, but do absolutely none of the work to inform yourself about it, or to talk to people or be connected to it in any way. Like, that shit has got to stop. It's like this Dave Chappelle. Isn't that funny how they're so close?
Yeah.
It's like the Dave Chappelle fucking shit about trans people is like, dude, like just keep that shit out of your set. Like if you really have those questions, talk to people, but you don't need to work it out by being the largest comedian in the world and normalizing ignorance. Because you don't realize that's what you're doing. That's what Kendrick is doing. He's creating the space. Dude, the comments on that TikTok I made about this are like, what's wrong with liking Trump? It's just like, I just don't have time for this shit, man. Like, I don't have time for this shit. And like, that's the type of shit that gets normalized to kids. Dude, it's just so stupid because it's not, oh, did you remember when so-and-so did a song with R. Kelly back in the... That's one thing. It's 2022 and you have an opportunity to make a statement, an album, you're important, and you're going to proactively take these people and associate with them. It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
And it just, I know we've talked this to death, but it just bums me out because, and it's embarrassing. I was so excited for this album. I feel embarrassed about how excited I was for it.
It's just like the fucking, it's the laziness of like approaching cancel culture and redemption and all that dumb bullshit. It's like, I saw the thing from Cat Williams the other day where he was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And also, why do you give a shit about any of this? Why aren't you changing the way that you address things, the way that you talk about shit? It's like, we're progressing as a fucking society. It's like, and it's also your job as an artist to want, you don't have to want to speak to people, but you're deliberately choosing to speak to a certain kind of people. If like cancel culture is like quote unquote cancel culture, which isn't a fucking thing, by the way, like affects you so much. And it's like such a focus of your artistic vision that you're just like, well, I just really, I want the themes of my art to be redemption of other people that have done terrible things instead of like, I don't know, just doing better things. Like, it's just like, no, let's redeem these people who've done shit things instead of just like actively trying to do more good. It's like, you don't have to fucking do that. Like, you're deliberately choosing to do that, which means that your fucking motivation is less in like wanting to present something that like is a good thing, for people to,
that
in an empowering
conversation.
That progresses a conversation instead of like continuously stepping back to be like, no, let's have this conversation again. It's like,
let's figure this out again because I'm behind. Like, that shit is so annoying. And on
or it's like, I'm going to be the guy to do it right, And it's like, no one cares. It's like, just fucking move on.
And it's like this cancel culture shit. It's like, listen, I went to a liberal arts college in the middle of the 2010s, and I saw every kind of annoying aspect of that. I saw it. A bunch, like a lot of white liberal kids who are just like, who are just so social status obsessed, really like doing too much. I get that. And I have hated this shit before because I do think it's not constructive. I think it's trying to move in the right direction, but it doesn't actually build anything while it's doing it. We need longer lasting, more permanent changes.
It focuses on minutia of like,
right. Instead of the greater
of individuals.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I also really, at this point, don't really know if it really exists. It's like, there's the culture of it, but the action of being canceled doesn't actually exist outside of like illegality of like law being enforced. Yeah, if you are Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, you'll go to jail, except Bill Cosby's out of jail. Yeah. But like Louis C.K., fucking Chappelle, fucking all these people, Shane Gillis, all these people still have a career.
Yeah.
All these people still have a fucking career. And in fact, Chris Brown, Chris D'Elia, all these people still have a career. And in fact, there's now a whole market for people to make money off of the fact that they've been canceled now. So it's just like it really doesn't exist. And yeah, I don't know. Shit is just disappointing, but I'm gonna listen to it eventually, but like literally it's really fucking disappointing.
It feels tone deaf. It like just at a glance, and I should listen to it, but it's just like at a glance from what I've seen, it's just like, really, dude?
Mm-hmm.
Because like even the word choices, I'm like, you probably could have gotten away with it if you just like didn't fucking go on and on and on. Because it's like if you drop one of them to make the point, okay. But you drop, you drop the same. Yeah, it's like when the fucking
the F word
when the F slur is like
looking at
10 times in
Baby
there.
Keem crazy too. I'm looking at Baby Keem like, bro,
You good?
yeah, like what's going on with you now? Because your uncle just fucking, your cousin just fucking is on some bullshit time. Like, are you gonna do Kodak Black songs? Are you gonna say shit like this? Like,
Yeah.
like if I'm Baby Keem and my cousin, who's the most famous rapper in the fucking world, puts out an album with all this cringy shit on it, and I'm in the cool spaces that I'm sure Baby Keem is in, I'm feeling a little sensitive, a little embarrassed, frankly, if I'm him. But maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe he's out of touch. I don't know.
I'll say, listening to it in a vacuum before I knew about what Kodak did, like I was really impressed, and it was like some of the best shit I've heard in a long time. You know, like production wise.
I love how it started, and I just, I love Kendrick trying new shit and being artsy, and I love him as an artist. New voices, new approaches, new influences. Bringing Sampha on for that record, I thought that record was great. I mean, it's like I want to like this thing, but man, you have just shat all over it with this bullshit. So
yeah.
But before we talk ourselves out of our runtime here,
Thanks.
I'm only really trying to go for an hour because I got a mad shit to do. But I thought that we could answer some questions.
Talk about the jerky. Oh,
yeah.
Answer emails. Yeah,
Rip.
Let's do it.
Talk about the jerky.
My homemade jerky. My roommate's homemade jerky.
Your jerky.
Talk about jerking.
It's fire.
Jerking off.
This is a question. It comes from a new guy, new person rather. I don't know their gender. Ethan. Hey, young, handsome men. First off, want to say that I love the pod. Gonna keep it short and simple. Would y'all ever consider doing 2 pods a week? Also, is Jaded Forum gonna be Apple Podcasts, Spotify in the future? P.S. Continue going beast mode.
Wow. Thank you.
We have considered doing 2 pods a week. It's really just a matter of bandwidth and audience size. I mean,
it'd be like I think eventually like a Patreon type thing or something like that where,
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. And I think one day, like, there's no reason it couldn't happen,
Yeah. I think if we definitely we could build to that. We could build to that point in the future. I don't know. That's probably not going to come for a while.
Yeah.
But
no rush for it. But I think it's like the ideal thing to eventually happen.
Yeah. I mean, I could do 4 podcast recordings in a week. It's just a matter of like 2 for Welcome Boke, 2 for Jaded. Theoretically, Jaded, it's hard enough doing 1 episode a week. But like if I build these things up and get them to a point where, we can get help and shit like that, it's definitely something I'm open to. I would pod full time 4 times a week.
Do a weekender and a Wednesday app or something.
Yeah, and there's just way more possibilities too if like Max and Tony and I are not working full time on other shit. There's a lot of stuff. So just stay tuned, keep supporting us, keep spreading the word, and who knows, in the future that could be something.
You'll keep getting one.
You'll keep getting one for sure. This is 139,
$1 billion.
All right, this is another one that comes from Paul. This question is, the subject line is, need some recommendations from the experts. Paul says, hey guys, been listening for about a year now and wanted to say, I'm assuming, this is easily my favorite podcast and really something special I look forward to each week. I'm currently in the 3rd year of med school, so I spend almost all my time in the hospital or studying, so I have 0 time to hang out with my friends like I used to, or even fire up the Xbox to rage quit an Overwatch match. Hearing you guys shoot the shit and talk about Halo and drugs really brings me back to when my social life wasn't so Midicus Maximus.
Very nice.
True. I think I genuinely laugh out loud every single goddamn episode. Anyways,
That's
just
awesome.
one quick question for y'all. What are some of your favorite podcasts? I've already found a lot of other great forms of media from what you talk about on the show, but need some more pods. Can't wait for the next epi. How about y'all kick this one off? Do y'all have any pods you listen to?
The Downbeat is cool. It's a drummer of a band who I like the drummer more than I like the band, but he interviews a lot of people in like hardcore and metal. Cumtown, because it's Cumtown. And then sometimes I'll listen to Tiny Meat Gang. Or and then then the last one was when Casey Fry, Nick Coletti, and Evan Breen started Friendship is Kind. They only did like 5 or 6 episodes, but those were fire.
And Nick is continuing that, by the way.
He did reboot Friendship is Kind.
Shout out to Nick Coletti.
I need to catch up on those, but those are good too. He had the episode with Zach Piona that was fire.
That's fire.
Yep.
Tony, how about you? You listen to any really? Or
I mean, I listen to a lot of like YouTube. You know, it's not necessarily like podcast. Like they started as just like an audio podcast. You know, but in terms of just that, like Bill Burr's is funny. The Monday morning podcast, I think it's called, and then he does a Thursday evening podcast, and that's fun. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much everyone has a fucking, like almost every comedian, celebrity. Tom Segura has a funny one. My
Your
homie,
mom's house is alright.
I haven't heard of that one.
Your mom's house is Tom Segura and Burt Kreischer.
Oh, is that the name of it? No, but
he
does
was
one
him
with
and his
wife.
wife. I think Two Bears, One Cave is him and
I'm thinking
Kreischer,
Two Bears, One Cave. That's right.
Yeah.
Two Bears Cave.
Two Bear Cave.
My coworker, the guy that like helped me pretty much transform my whole life, my whole body, and you know, get in shape and all that. He started his podcast recently, Enter Room 111, and they talk a lot about like, I forget what exactly it was. It was like the pillars of the show is like mind, body, spirit, and the uncanny. Because he just has so many fucking insane stories that happen to him.
That's
and
cool.
he meditates and he's reached enlightenment and like what he believes to be he's like,
can he float?
Left his body, so to speak, you know, like on some insane meditation shit. He's been doing it for 20 years, you know.
Can he float?
So he's in his late 30s. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did he float?
He's had some crazy stories. So if you want to hear some insane shit, look that up. Enter Room 111. They just started first episode out.
111.
The reason I always got into podcasting really was because of 2 podcasts, Mega 64 podcast and Giant Bomb Cast.
Yes.
Those 2 really made me into podcasting when I was in high school, and it's been a love that never subsided. Like at film school, I did like my own NPR style like film podcast, you know, radio show. That was really cool. But yeah, man, shit was cool.
Shit was bomb.
Those are some favorites of mine.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I see, said the blind man.
I see. Amen, amen. I see to you.
This is a long one. This comes from we are definitely not going to be able to get through all these, but this comes from Tyler. It says The Rise of Midwalker.
Classic.
It says, "What's up, Bokers? Thanks for answering my question about Halo. You've convinced me. I think I'll save a bit here and there for a future PC purchase.
Nice.
I'm 24 and have no idea what I'm doing in life with a lot of bills to pay, hoping to get a higher income job soon. Also, I'd say I'm not a hardcore multiplayer gamer, but I do be gaming. Appreciate the suggestions anyway. I went back and listened to the episode with your guys' reaction to Rise of Skywalker and was kind of surprised that you guys relatively enjoyed it. I remember the one time I saw it that I myself did enjoy the fast pace and some of the spectacle, but overall that movie is stinky mid. Well, mid isn't stinky, you know? Like
mid
it's not as pungent as
it's unsmelly.
It's no scent.
It's unsmelly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If even that. Plus, the whole sequel trilogy kind of renders Anakin and Luke's character arcs meaningless, with Anakin being the one to bring balance, having less impact. If somehow Palpatine has returned for no fucking reason other than JJ had to throw dumb shit at the wall, disaster. Do you guys still have the same thoughts on the movie a couple of years later? Sorry this was long if you guys have talked about this topic already and I have just haven't heard them. Then I don't know. Disregard. Keep Scotty Jim jamming, fellas.
Here's
regular emailer Tyler.
Scotty Jim Jam.
No, that movie, our opinion on it was fully informed by how ass the previous one was.
Exactly.
So by comparison,
that movie is essentially
when we came out of it like, wow, that wasn't complete garbage.
You
It was
Yeah,
okay.
that wasn't
Basically,
like a torture fest.
That's the
Looking
thing
back,
is like
It was though.
Last Jedi was so bad that you just couldn't help but put Rise of Skywalker in a vacuum. Like the
Mhm.
entire setup and plot of that movie was manufactured straight out of someone's ass.
Yeah.
And that's what made it fine
So
with
true.
me. Because it was like, oh, Palpatine's back. All right, cool. I don't care anymore. Right on. I can just take this movie for what it
Don't
is.
give a fuck.
Because like they
Right.
set the expectations so low from the opening credits that I was just like, all right, cool.
They just said that in the opening credits. They're like, Palpatine's back.
They're like, by the way, we're
And
retconning
like,
like
wow.
the entire fucking universe. And it's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then this is just Star Wars movie. It doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah, no, looking back at it, the entire trilogy is like, it's like, it's okay. So I had this funny idea. I don't know like what form it would be. It'd be like a meme or a video or a GIF or whatever, but it's like, and this, okay, so think of post Endgame Marvel, right? And it's like a tier list, and you're like tier listing everything that's come out post Endgame, but then it slowly zooms out, right? And all of it is like C tier, like it's in a bigger tier list, and it's all just in the D tier,
Yeah.
It's like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in perspective
The
of
mid tier.
yeah, in perspective for Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker put it in C, and then Last Jedi put that in the fucking in the F
doldrums
tier, but then zoom out and it's all still in just like the D tier or the D F tier combined in the larger scale of just film or even just Star Wars content.
Yep.
Pretty much anything post Disney's purchase of it, I don't give a shit about. Even The Mandalorian, like I don't have any desire to go back and watch that show.
Yeah, no, I mean it
It was not that
kind
exciting.
of it kind of ends at the prequels. Like Rogue One was kind of exciting, but that was about it. And I don't mean exciting like exciting to watch. I meant like exciting because it was like the first of the Star Wars spin-offs. So and it led right into it kind of bridged into episode 4, which is like kind of neat, but like it wasn't
With a scary ass CGI Leia.
right. It's like it was one of
Yeah.
those things where it's like I'll give Rogue One like a pass, but even then it's still mid. Like it's not that great.
I'm not going to go watch it again. Like
Right.
I have no desire to watch any post Disney purchase Star Wars content. It doesn't,
Right.
I got enough of like all the good shit. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once you
man.
dilute it, yeah.
That's really like how I feel about Rise of Skywalker is like it just was enjoyable to watch. It wasn't stupid fucking what's that guy who does Knives Out and shit?
Ryan Johnson.
That Ryan Johnson writing, man, he thinks he's so much smarter than you. Like what? Oh, you weren't expecting that. And it's like, yeah, because that makes no sense screenwriting wise. Like that doesn't make sense narratively or anything. Congrats, you're doing a bunch of surprising shit, and it's all confusing and
Fucking
bad. Like that's how
useless.
Knives Out is to me. It's like you don't really know what's going on either. You're writing the movie.
Right.
It's like, and Knives Out was more entertaining because it was slightly better written and like the actors really helped make that one engaging, but it was just like, what the fuck is like all these risks he was taking that aren't paying off. It was just like, what the fuck?
And the bad guy was very predictable in Knives Out.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion, I was like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
People point out stuff in Star Wars too, just like leaps in logic. Like when Finn is about to sacrifice himself, he's like flying his shit into like this big drill thing they're bringing towards the last stand of the rebels in that mountainside, and there's like 20 AT-ATs coming and stuff, and it's like he's flying at this drill to sacrifice himself, and it's like, okay, this implies that the Empire has like limited resources. They don't, right? They blow that up. They have 20 AT-AT walkers, and they're trapped in a mountain. So
Yeah,
it's the same thing with Doctor Strange too. Man, sitting on that for a week and like hearing other people's takes on it and stuff, I'm like, man, it really was not good at all.
The
like
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, man, just like for like it's a similar thing. They spoilers. Scarlet Witch encounters the Illuminati, right? And she makes one guy's mouth disappear, and it like causes his head to blow up because he's got a supersonic voice. And it's like, okay, why don't you just do that to all of them? And then they close their nostrils too, and then they can't And she turns Mr. Fantastic into spaghetti, but then she has to have like a 10-minute fist fight with the other ones instead of just, it doesn't follow its own logic.
I mean, I care a lot less about like realism and logic in these fucking things. I'm not like, well, why didn't you just do this? Like,
well,
I don't really,
I get that. But
I never approach a movie like that, but
sure. But like, it still is just like it does. You can write with better writing. You can just have a better scene there.
I'm willing to let them take artistic license like that, writing like a license like that, if the writing and the movie overall is good. Multiverse of Madness to me was like, the reason I liked that one is because it was like, this isn't a movie anymore. We're not doing movies. This is television now.
It would have been a decent, like split into 3 episodes, like Disney Plus series. Like it would have been the best thing Disney Plus has put out, because everything else has been pretty much ass at best, if not. I don't know what's worse than ass.
And the reason I think Multiverse of Madness is good is because it feels a little bit more confident in what it's doing and the style it's trying to have than No Way Home. It just basically I rate that one a little bit higher because of how you would compare it to the other Marvel movies. But I don't think it you're always going to walk out of these movies like, damn, that's it. You could have done a lot more. Like you could have really, but they're not interested in doing that anymore. They're interested in building this world. They care about that rather than telling individually interesting stories. They worry more about building this world. So I approach it from that standpoint. And in terms of world building, I did like that one better than some of the recent ones. But yeah,
all these new Marvel products are springboards to bring in new characters.
Yeah, who will have their own uninteresting stories to tell.
For sure.
Yeah. The Moon Knight show was Moon Knight's girlfriend's show. She gets superpowers. She comes in and saves him.
The Moon Knight Dookie show.
the Doctor Strange
show.
The Dookie show.
Doctor Strange, the main character, is this girl that no one has ever heard of. It's not even his movie. He's a background character. He doesn't defeat the villain. He almost accomplishes nothing.
I would argue he doesn't accomplish anything. Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, it's the more I think about every second of it, the more disappointed I am in it.
Yeah.
So
I would say though that there was some cool shit in that, like the Sam Raimi moments, and it's just like to me, it's just like you got to really compare that to the other bullshit that they've been putting out. Mm-hmm. Like all of them are going to be disappointing because they just make disappointing work. It's all mid at the end of the day.
Right.
But when you compare that to like other shit, it's like, hey, at least in this one, like Scarlet Witch blows a guy's fucking head off and there's gore. I just fucked with that.
Yeah. I mean,
but anyways,
yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. I'm sorry this was an episode mostly talking about how disappointed we were in various media, but
that's what it is these days.
It seems to be a theme. It makes us appreciate the shit of the past shit. Too, and strive to make things that are better. Frankly,
it's crazy how much better Everything Everywhere All at Once was as a multiverse movie. Because there's going to be 3 multiverse movies this year. The Flash movie's coming out. Or I don't know if they'd maybe delay that till next year because Ezra Miller's like insane now. But that and then the Doctor Strange and Everything Everywhere. Everything Everywhere is going to be, remembered for years. Yeah. These 2 movies will just be...
I'm going to go grip that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I need to see it again. I'll probably see it again soon. But
recommend.
Listen, y'all, we really appreciate you watching. As usual, we appreciate those of you who have stuck with us for so long. Just going to keep building. We're independent motherfuckers. We do things ourselves.
Damneth is straight.
Appreciate y'all who have been watching Jaded Forum. You can expect weekly uploads if you've subscribed to the YouTube there. Oh, and to answer that question, no, we're on Resonate. That's it's a cooperative streaming platform, which is actually really cool. And Max, you would probably find it very interesting.
Yes, I need to get on that.
If you just literally just go to their about page of how it works financially, it's pretty fucking cool. and that's where our episodes are hosted. But you can also just watch them on YouTube.
That's where they're posted.
So subscribe. You can also donate to our Open Collective for Jaded. Help contribute because we are trying to build that and do that as our full-time creative jobs. So which would be cool because you'd be helping build something that has autonomy, and the shit that I learned from building Jaded, I'm hoping to bring to Welcome Boke. And if any of you guys have experience creating cooperative media organizations and shit, hit me up. Regardless, love you boys. Appreciate you boys. Yee. Another good ep in the can. This is Welcome Boke, motherfuckers. Peace the goddamn fuck out.